Right, so the first card you have for your past is you. Strength. This is you. Okay, so I'm getting this quite literally. There's lots of caring. There's lots of caring here. Yeah. I'm feeling a lot of love. I'm feeling a lot of love on this card. It's really, excuse me, it's really tender, really loving. And yeah, so I think maybe you're taking care of someone. That's what it feels like, because just looking at this woman here. And yeah, this is unconditional. This is unconditional love. That's what I'm feeling. Look at the way this woman's caring for this lion. It's unconditional. I'm not getting romantic love. It's not that. It feels platonic. And there's it feels really innocent. It feels really, so it might be a child. It doesn't have to be, could be someone else, but it feels innocent and it feels like care. So that's why I'm getting a child, because I'm seeing those two things. So it might not be that, but, yeah, I don't know if this will make sense, but there's a struggle. I'm getting some kind of struggle here. And maybe there was a fight, an argument, someone opposing you. It feels like you had to fight to be with this person you're caring for, actually. So, yeah, if this is you, you fought something or you fought someone, and here you are, you've gotten through it, here you are, you had to fight to get to where you are. That's what I'm seeing. Yeah, and if you look at this line and this woman, again, they're bigger. They're bigger than the background. They're bigger than the landscape around them. So I think when you're in this kind of battle or fight or whatever this was, there were times when I think you had to be the bigger person. You had to be the bigger person because you really wanted to lash out. Sometimes you wanted to say, oh, that's just terrible. I want to say something. I want to swear. I want to scream. I'm so frustrated. And that's how you felt. But you couldn't do that. You were the bigger person. And that's what this card can be about. It can be about taming your temper. So you had to do that. You were the bigger person. And you got what you wanted. You got what you wanted to. You got to where you are now. So if this resonates with you, firstly, congratulations. Because you've done really well. You've done really well to deal with this. I'm feeling this. It's like, yes, victory. It's been hard. It's still hard, but there's victory. And, it's not easy. It's not easy as well, having to care for who this is. I can see that. It's quite, it's quite difficult, but you're happy to do this because you fought for this. You fought for this and you've got this. That's what I'm seeing. So yeah, this person you fought with might have been an ex. That makes sense that it would have been, especially if this is a child. So, and I'm getting the impression that you were fighting for the right reasons. You were fighting for the greater good. They weren't. They were a little bit more selfish. I'm getting lots of kind of selfishness. I'm getting hiding things from them as well. Okay, I just feel as if I have to say this. If this is you, you were the right person. You were the right person. It was the right thing for you to be able to do this, to do what you're doing now. And you've got the Justice card here as well. It's right next to this. So, that really just confirms that for you. The right outcome happened. That's what the Justice card's about. So just remember that if things get difficult, and they have been, and maybe they are now, but you're the right person to be doing this. You're the right person to be where you are. Okay, so the next card you have your past is, the Hanged Man. Okay, this feels really, it actually feels a little bit dizzy. And I suppose the Hanged Man would be a bit dizzy because he's upside down, he's hanging upside down. So it just feels like, whoa, I'm on a roller coaster. It's like a huge, this is a huge change. It's a huge shift, really huge. And this is about a time. This is about a time in your life in the past. And a huge change happened at one time in your life. It's like there was one part of your life and then there was this big change, everything changed, and now there's the other half of your life. And I'm not talking about what's happening now. I know it feels like that. Everyone feels like, wow, this is a huge change. I'm not talking about that. This is about a time in your past. And it's there's lots of spirituality here. So you might be on a spiritual path now, and you started on that change, something changes, and it puts you on a spiritual path, because you've got the High Priestess here as well. So it's like everything just changed. emotionally, spiritually. Maybe you moved as well. Maybe you moved. I'm seeing some kind of physical move. So maybe you moved as well. Lots and lots of things all changed at the same time. Your whole world changed and your whole perspective changed because he's upside down. His world's been turned upside down and can see things from a whole new perspective now. So if this is you, I think, yeah, firstly, I think that's how you see your life. You can look back and see two halves of your life. And you've stayed on this path, you've stayed on this spiritual path since that time. And you're heading towards something else as well. Stay on this path and you'll get to where you want to go. Because I think where you're going, it merges lots and lots of things. Lots and lots of aspects of your life are kind of all coming together, if that makes sense. Because I'm getting everything. I'm getting strength, your strength, I'm getting the spiritual, I'm getting the emotional, and I'm getting creativity. So you might be heading down a more creative path now. But everything's kind of all coming together. Every aspect's coming together to make a big, all these different bits are making a whole. And it's kind of like everything's coming together and you're starting to feel whole. You're starting to feel more yourself. And if you're feeling that feeling, keep on going down that path that you're going. I'm seeing some kind of work, spiritual work, creative work, and it's all kind of merging in together. And I feel as if this is something that you might be able to bring to other people. And I think at this time, it feels like you're kind of sitting there and you're kind of thinking a bit like this hanged man, because we're all kind of forced to sit and stand back like this hanged man and sit and think. And he's got this light bulb around his head. So it's like you're thinking, okay, I've got these gifts, I've got spirituality, I've got the creativity, I've got all these other things. How can I bring them all together? How can I make this work? How can I make this into something I can do that helps me? So it might be something you do for a living, it might be a business, might be work, I don't know. How can I help myself and other people at the same time and bring all these things together? And I think you're on the path toward doing that if that's you. So yeah, you were thinking about this at this time, and it's really interesting. This is where your passion's forming. This is where you're forming your passion, because if you look at this man, his legs are red, which is obviously about passion, and they're pointing up toward the leaves, and that's where the growth is. So where there's passion, where all these things are coming together, that's what you're growing into. You're growing into the conclusion of all this, if that makes sense. So I think the message here is, firstly, you're on the right path with this. You're on the right path with two things, with this caring and with this passion. You're supposed to be doing both of these things. That's the message here. So you're on that path and you're on the path you're supposed to be on. So keep going down that path, and I think you'll find all these things kind of merging together. And again, you can help others with this thing you do. I keep on seeing that. It's kind of not fully formed yet, or it might be fully formed, but you're just kind of waiting, like this hanged man sitting around waiting. But I think the time's going to come very soon when you can put everything into practice, and it'll be quite quick when you decide this. It'll be like, right, I'm going to do this now. And it feels like, with this big earth shift, with everything that's moving around, everything that's changing in the world right now, it's a huge change. You've had this huge shift. Now there's a huge shift in the world. So it feels like, especially if you have spiritual gifts, it feels like this is the right time for you to bring this into the world. So I think the world might be speeding up this process for you as well. So if that makes sense to you, that's what I think might be happening now. Okay, so the last card you have your past is the High Priestess. So yeah, again, spirituality, it's inside you, it absolutely is. And, you've got this, you've got the Strength card. So again, this is what I'm seeing here. The High Priestess helps other people with her knowledge. She doesn't give it to everyone. She doesn't give her knowledge to everyone. She gives it to people who deserve to hear that knowledge. So I think what this thing is that you're doing, or that you're heading towards, it's going to bring the right people toward the right information, and you're going to give them that information. I know this is all very specific. I warned you this was going to be a bit of an abstract reading, but if that makes sense to you, I think you're on the right path to doing this. And, a lot of people are going to benefit. I keep on seeing this benefit for what you have to give them. There's a lot of low energy right now. And for you, it feels as if you're on the right path, even when this world's like this. It's like, yeah, I think I can see why this is. I can see why I'm on this path. Other people are upset. Other people are wallowing and all that kind of thing. And I'm not picking on anyone. I've had loads of ups and downs because of this state everything's in, lots of things, and it's just my processing of things. So people are just processing, and it feels like with your strength and with your spiritual gifts and with your creative gifts, all these things are merging together, and that's going to help you to bring that to other people, because I'm seeing you helping others. So I really hope that makes sense to someone, because someone needs to hear that. Okay, there's something else here I'm getting. Yeah, this can be a bit of a secretive card. Okay, this is a bit difficult to explain, and it's a bit specific as well, so I'll try and explain this if I can. Okay, so this is about something you know. Someone's hiding something. This is what I'm getting. Someone's hiding something, and you know about this. You know what this is. It feels like it's something a little bit dodgy, if that makes sense. Something that might not be above board, something that they don't want to tell people about. Again, it might be this axe. They're pretending, they're hiding something, they're giving a facade, they're giving an impression of something, they're hiding whatever this is. And you know what this is. If this is you, you know what this is, you can see what this is because you know them. You know them so well, you know what they're doing, and you know what they've done before, you know what they've talked about before if this is you, so you know that they're doing this. And yeah, you know this, but they don't know that you know, if that makes sense. I know that sounds confusing. So I think there might be a decision that you have to make around this. I think there might be a decision that you're going to have to make. It's going to be a hard decision, I think. At the moment, I think you're keeping this to yourself. I don't think you're saying this. But I think at some time, this is going to come out or something's going to happen. It's going to be brought to light in some way. And it feels like you're going to have a decision to make around this. That's what I'm getting. It's a little bit dodgy. It might even be heading toward a legal territory. It might even be that. It feels a little bit serious. So if you know what that is, I think you might have to have a decision that comes up around this. Yeah, that's all I'll say about that for now, because I'll go on to the Justice card, because obviously the Justice card is really about the same thing, this dodgy thing, because obviously this is about litigation, so it might come to litigation, it might not, but justice is going to be served. This is going to come out, justice is going to be served in some way. It's already out as far as you're concerned. You know what this is. Justice is going to be served. Things are going to be put to rights. Again, you might be involved in this, you might not be, but it feels like a choice. It feels like it's your choice whether you want to be involved in this or not. So if it does come to that, you won't be forced. You won't be forced. I keep on seeing that because you've got the Two of Swords here. And that can be about being in the middle of two choices. But whatever happens, justice is going to come to them. And I hate using this word, but it's the only one I can think of, karma. If they've been doing something illegal, if they've been doing something dodgy, it's going to come out, and there's justice that's going to happen here. So yeah, that's really heavy. I know, heavy. I don't want to say any more about that, but yeah, I just feel as if I have to say this again. I know I sound repetitive, but I'm being forced to say this. It really feels like this. If you don't want to deal with this, because it's from your past, it feels as if it's from the first part of your life before this Hanged Man experience. If you don't want to go back there, you don't have to deal with this if you don't want to. It's a choice. It's a choice. So I feel as if I have to say that for whoever this is for. Okay. So the next card you have your present is the Two of Swords. Yeah. Okay. This is something completely different. This isn't about anyone else. This is about someone completely different. It's not about this axe. Yeah, it's about no one else that I've spoken about so far. Completely different person, completely different energy. It feels totally separate, totally different. Okay, so I'll talk about this and the Ten of Cups together, I think. Yeah, okay. This feels like unfinished business, actually, in this card, in the Two of Swords, because if you look at this crescent moon, it's not a full moon. It's not a full moon, and it's not a new moon. It's half finished. So this is about unfinished business. Yeah, this is about something that needs to be said, I think. And yeah, I know this can be a bit of a negative card, but it doesn't feel like that to me. It feels like it's mostly positive. I'm getting a positive feeling around this, but something's blocked. It's kind of like if this block wasn't there, everything would be fine, but there's a block. That's kind of what I'm getting. So yeah, okay. If you're in a relationship, I think this is for people in a relationship. So if you're in a relationship, do you know what this feels like? It feels like you're almost there. It feels like you can get there. You can get there. You can get to the Ten of Cups. You can get to the Ten of Cups. Maybe you used to be at the Ten of Cups. Maybe things were fantastic. Maybe things were great in this relationship. But now there's this block there. Now, yeah, if this is you, one of you's closed off. One of you's closed off to talking about whatever this is, about something. And yeah, it feels like the actual subject might not even be the problem here. It's more that someone's closed off. Someone's closed off and it's irritating the other person. They can't get through to them. And that's what the problem is. It's more of a problem than the actual subject. So I hope that makes sense to you. There's a way around this. There's definitely a way around this. I don't know what that is. Yeah, I wish I could tell you what that is, but I can't see that. But there's hope here. That's what I can see. There's hope. There's love here. Again, you've got the Ten of Cups. It feels really strange because it feels like you both know this. You both want this. And, you know, if you look at the Ten of Cups, obviously, you know, this is the dream relationship. This is where every relationship wants to be. And I'll move that up so you can see. So you're not quite there. You want to be there. They want to be there. I can see that. You both want to be there. But there's this barrier between you. And there's a barrier between this family and this beautiful home and this beautiful scene that they're looking onto. See that? There's a line. They're on the yellow bit and then there's a line and then there's this beautiful scene. So there's a barrier between where you both are now and where you want to go. Yeah, I wish I could tell you how to solve this. All I know is if this communication can be opened up, everything's going to flow from there. Everything's going to flow beautifully from that. Yeah, I wish I could say more. I don't know. All I want to do is just encourage you to try and work on this. Try and talk if you can. Because the Ten of Cups is huge. It's a huge sign that this can work. And there's absolutely 100% love here. There is love here. There is love here. Okay. All right. The first card you have, your future, is the Ace of Swords. Yeah, look at this. Again, you want to be together. You might even be separated right now. Yeah, it might be because of what's happening in the world, or it might just be that this is an actual separation. It might be that as well. But again, there's love here. I know I keep on saying that, but I want you to realize that. There's love. There's hope. Try and work on this. Yeah, I'm getting words here again. Words are in between you. Words are stopping you. Because if you look at this card, swords can be about words, excuse me. And you've got an olive branch on one side. And yeah, there's a palm leaf on the other side. And, you know, they represent the male and the female. So two parts of a couple, and then there's a sword in the middle. Now, of course, that doesn't mean, you know, you have to be male and female. It can be any kind of relationship, obviously. So, yeah, it might be that you had an argument. It might be that words were said, maybe hurtful words, which is what a sword can be. And, you know, it feels like the energy of these words, maybe they're still in between you. Maybe they're still in between you, and maybe someone feels as if all this, you know, if they bring this all up again, there's going to be more hurt and more problems. But nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen. You're going to stay on these opposing sides of this sword unless someone talks. Unless someone talks. So I don't want to repeat myself again, but yeah. If I feel as if if I'm repeating myself over and over again with the same message. It's probably very boring for you, I know, and it's boring for me too. But if I'm getting that repetition, it means that someone really, really, really needs to hear this. So hopefully the right person will get to hear this. You need to get together. Someone needs to say something so that you can move together, get this sword out of the way, and then you can head toward the 10 of Cups. I'm going to bang your heads together if you don't talk. I really am. I'm not going to say any more about that. Okay. The next card you have for your future is the 3 of Pentacles. Okay, so yeah, this is following on from what I was seeing in the High Priestess and the Hanged Man, actually. It's all of these things all coming together, everything coming together, because, this card can be about everyone working together to get something done for the greater good, to achieve something. And so all these aspects, this is what I'm saying, all these aspects are coming together to use your gifts so that you can help other people. And I think that's what you're going to be doing at some time in the future. Using things, using your strength, your talent, your spirituality, creativity, everything all together to help different people. And this is really interesting. I'm just looking at these 3 coins at the top of this card. And, they're so close together. They're a team of coins. A team of 3 coins. And at the moment, obviously, no one's a team. Everyone's separated. So if this is you, I'm getting this really strong feeling that you are a person, you're a very important person that can calm people, you can bring them together, you can strengthen people. And in the Hanged Man, this is what I was seeing. You're thinking about, how can I use these gifts? How can I work on my passion? How can I get them to all come together? How can I put myself out there? How can I do this? And just thinking about, because I just said putting myself out there, and that makes me think of an online presence, and that's the perfect way to reach a lot of people, especially if you're a spiritual person, and you are, because you've got the High Priestess here. And I was seeing all that spirituality, I was seeing creativity, I was seeing gifts, and a way of using your strength and your spirituality to help other people. So this is what this is here. So here it is. It's time for you. If this is you, if you've been hesitating, if you've been the Hanged Man sitting around hesitating on this, if it's a channel, if it's something else online, if it's a podcast, anything at all you've been thinking about doing, now is the time. This is the perfect time, especially if you're spiritual. This is the perfect time. People are in need. People are in need to come together. People are in need to hear messages. People are in need to feel better, to get out of this low energy. This is the perfect time for you. And of course, online, you don't have to be around people. You can do this in isolation. So perfect time. And again, I was seeing that. The Hanged Man, you had your own shift. Now the world is having this energy shift, and this is the perfect time for you to come in. Please don't be like the Hanged Man. Don't think, oh, I'm not ready yet. Oh, I'll wait for 2 months. I'll wait for it. No. Please think about doing this now if this is you. It's benefiting you, it'll benefit you, and it'll benefit other people.